From the very beginning of the One Piece story, pirates and Marines are portrayed as complete opposites. Pirates represent freedom. They sail the seas, chasing their dreams, answering to no one but themselves. The Marines represent order. They enforce the laws of the world government and maintain balance across the world's oceans. Because of that, the Marines are one of the greatest obstacles standing between Monkey D. Luffy and his dream of becoming the Pirate King. But what if things had gone differently? What if the boy who wanted to become the Pirate King chose justice instead? What if Monkey D. Luffy became a Marine? To understand how this could happen, we need to go back to Luffy's childhood. In the original timeline, Luffy's dream begins when he meets the pirate Shanks in Foosha Village. Shanks shows him what freedom truly looks like. He inspires Luffy to sail the seas and become a pirate. But in this alternate timeline, something important happens before Shanks ever arrives. Vice Admiral Monkey D. Garp visits Foosha Village, as he often does. But this time, he brings someone with him, one of his former students, a Marine officer who already has a reputation for strength and a very unusual sense of justice. Kuzan, better known as Aokiji. Unlike many Marines, Aokiji doesn't believe in blind justice. He believes the purpose of the Marines is to protect ordinary people. One day, while visiting the island, Aokiji encounters a group of bandits threatening the village. Young Luffy watches from a distance as Aokiji calmly walks toward them. The bandits laugh at him, but within seconds, the ground beneath them freezes solid. The fight ends instantly. For the first time, Luffy sees a Marine who looks like a true hero. Before leaving the island, Aokiji tells Luffy something simple. If you want to protect people, become a Marine. Those words stay with Luffy. Years later, when Shanks eventually arrives in Foosha Village, the story unfolds differently. Luffy still befriends the red hair pirates. He still laughs with them, eats with them, and dreams of adventure. And of course, he still accidentally eats the devil fruit Shanks brought with him. But even though Shanks inspires him, Luffy's dream has already taken root. He doesn't want to become a pirate. He wants to become a Marine. Shanks laughs when he hears this. But deep down, he senses something special about the boy. Even if Luffy becomes a Marine, he might still change the world. Years pass. Luffy grows up alongside Ace and Sabo, just like in the original story. The three boys still swear brotherhood. Ace dreams of becoming a powerful pirate. Sabo dreams of escaping the corrupt nobles. And Luffy dreams of becoming the strongest Marine in history. Eventually the day comes when Luffy finally leaves Foosha Village, just like in the original timeline. And just like before, things go terribly wrong. Luffy sets sail in a tiny boat with absolutely no sailing experience. Within hours, the boat sinks. Barely surviving, Luffy hides inside a barrel floating across the sea. That barrel eventually ends up on the pirate ship of Alvida. Inside the ship, Luffy meets a frightened cabin boy named Kobe. Kobe dreams of becoming a Marine, but lacks the courage to escape a situation. When Luffy learns how cruel Alvida is, he defeats her instantly. For the first time, Kobe witnesses what true bravery looks like. Together, they travel to the nearest Marine base. This is where Luffy hopes to finally join the Marines. But things quickly become complicated. At the Marine base, they discover a man tied to a post in the courtyard. Roronoa Zoro. Zoro had been captured by the corrupt Marine captain Axe Hand Morgan. When Luffy learns what happened, he realizes something important. Not every Marine represents justice. Morgan is abusing his power and terrorizing the town. And Luffy refuses to ignore that, even if it means destroying his chances of becoming a Marine. Luffy frees Zoro and defeats Morgan. But this creates a problem. Because Luffy attacked a Marine officer, the base refuses to accept him. Before the situation escalates further, a massive Marine warship arrives. Vice Admiral Garp has come to retrieve his grandson. When Garp hears what happened, he bursts into laughter. He doesn't care that Luffy attacked Morgan. In fact, he's proud of him. Instead of punishing them, Garp decides to personally train Luffy, Zoro, Kobe, and Helmeppo. Under Garp's brutal training, the four recruits grow stronger at an incredible pace. Garp pushes them beyond their limits every single day. Luffy develops incredible combat instincts. Zoro's swordsmanship becomes even sharper. Kobe and Helmeppo transform from weak recruits into capable fighters. Eventually, Garp decides to take them to Marine headquarters. But on the way there, they encounter several islands that change their journey. One of those places is the floating restaurant Barati. There, Luffy meets Sanji. Sanji dreams of finding the legendary sea known as the All Blue. After witnessing Luffy's determination, Sanji decides to join the group as their cook while serving the Marines. Not long after, the group hears rumors about a tyrant ruling over a nearby island, Arlong. When they arrive, they meet a young navigator named Nami. Nami has been forced to work for Arlong for years. Seeing her suffering, Luffy storms Arlong Park and defeats the Fishman tyrant. With Arlong defeated, Nami decides to join Garp's squad. For defeating such a powerful pirate, Luffy receives his first Marine promotion. Soon after, they arrive at Lobetown. There they meet the Marine officer Smoker. Instead of hunting Luffy like in the original story, Smoker immediately respects him. Smoker recognizes that Luffy truly believes in justice. Before leaving the island, Luffy briefly encounters a mysterious man watching him from the shadows. His father, Monkey D. Dragon. But the moment is brief, and Dragon disappears into the storm. Soon after, the group finally enters the Grand Line. Their journey through the dangerous sea becomes far more intense. They encounter the Princess Vivi, who is trying to save her kingdom of Alabasta from the warlord Crocodile. When Luffy learns about Crocodile's crimes, he immediately wants to defeat him, but Garp stops him. Crocodile is protected by the world government. Marines are forbidden from attacking the warlords. This frustrates Luffy deeply. For the first time, he begins questioning the system he serves. As time passes, Luffy continues growing stronger. He begins learning Haki earlier than most Marines. His reputation spreads across the seas, but everything changes when terrible news reaches Marine headquarters. Pork S.D. Ace, Luffy's brother, has been captured by Blackbeard. The world government plans to execute him. The Marines begin preparing for the greatest war in history, the Battle of Marineford. Luffy is ordered to participate, but when the battle begins, he finds himself standing on the opposite side of the battlefield from his own brother. Pirates from across the world arrive to save Ace. Among them is the legendary Whitebeard. Luffy freezes. He cannot bring himself to fight, and when Ace is finally executed by Admiral Kainu, something inside Luffy completely breaks. After the war ends, the Red Hair Pirates arrive. Shanks approaches Luffy and speaks to him quietly. You chose justice, but justice isn't always right. Shanks tells Luffy to meet him again in 2 years. During those 2 years, Luffy trains harder than ever. Eventually, Garp reveals the existence of a secret marine organization, SWORD. SWORD operates independently from the corrupt control of the world government. Its mission is to restore true justice. Luffy joins the organization. From that moment forward, his goal changes. He is no longer simply a Marine. He is someone working from inside the system to change it. And one day, this Marine named Monkey D. Luffy might accomplish something even greater than becoming Pirate King. He might destroy the corrupt system that controls the entire world. And that's where this alternate timeline leaves us. A world where Luffy didn't sail the seas as a pirate, but instead rose through the ranks of the Marines. Yet, even in this version of the story, one thing never changes. Luffy is still Luffy. Whether he's wearing a straw hat or a marine coat, he can't ignore injustice. He can't follow rules that hurt innocent people. And maybe that's the real truth about Monkey D. Luffy. It was never about becoming the Pirate King. It was never about becoming a Marine. It was always about changing the world. So the real question isn't, what if Luffy became a Marine? The real question is, would the world of One Piece survive a Marine like Luffy? Let me know what you think in the comments. And if you enjoyed this alternate timeline, subscribe for more anime what if stories. Because in the world of anime, one small change can rewrite the entire story.